My eyes fluttered open, and the world spun. Pain jolted through me as I tried to move, every muscle screaming. Shadows, blurry shapes, and the hum of machines surrounded me. Where was I? Captain Alex Tanner, a voice said, cold and robotic. Don't be alarmed. You're safe. Safe? The last thing I remembered was chaos, shouting, explosions, war. Earth was falling apart, my team scattered. Were they dead? Was I? I forced my eyes to focus. The figure before me wasn't human. My heart pounded as I realized who, or what, stood there. Xyla. The aliens we'd fought in the final days of Earth's collapse. Instinct took over. I had to fight, escape. I tried to move, but restraints held me down. Panic set in. My vision sharpened enough to see the towering figure above me, blue-skinned with glowing eyes. General Lior. I guessed from the insignia on his uniform. Beside him stood another figure, smaller, with silver skin and shimmering, piercing eyes. Zavara, she said, her voice calm but firm. Take it easy, Captain Tanner. You've been in cryosleep for a long time. Your body needs time to recover. Cryosleep? I didn't care. I wanted answers. Where am I? My voice came out hoarse, my throat raw. You're on a Xyla outpost, General Lior answered. His tone was clipped. We woke you because we need your help. My mind raced. The Xyla were our enemies, and now they needed my help. It didn't make sense. Why would I help you? I spat, ignoring the dizziness creeping in. Zavara met my gaze. Because Earth is gone, she said softly, and we're all facing something worse, the Drakari. Their words barely sank in. I scanned the room for threats. The alien technology around me was advanced, far beyond anything Earth had. Escape was impossible. My body was too weak, my mind too clouded. Zavara seemed to sense my turmoil. She stepped closer, her voice gentler now. You don't have to trust us, Captain Tanner. But the Drakari are coming, and without your expertise, we won't survive. I took a shaky breath, trying to make sense of it all. Another alien threat? What had happened to Earth? Lior and Zavara exchanged a look. Much has changed since the war, Lior said. We'll explain everything. But first, you need to regain your strength. Reluctantly, I let them help me up. My legs wobbled like jelly, barely holding my weight. As they guided me through the outpost, I took in my surroundings, alien machinery mixed with human ruins. It was surreal. They led me to a meeting room where holograms lit up the air. Fleets of ships. Battles. Destruction. These are the Drakari, General Lior said, pointing to the holograms of menacing ships. They've wiped out countless worlds. Now, they're coming here. I stared at the displays. Was this real? Or was it all a ploy to manipulate me? And what do you want from me? I asked, my voice steady despite the storm inside. We need your military knowledge, Zavara said. Help us train. Help us survive. The idea of training aliens to fight made me want to laugh. But Zavara's tone struck a nerve, sincere, maybe even desperate. I sighed. Fine. I'll help. But I want the whole truth, everything. Lior nodded. Over the next days, I started training their soldiers. My body slowly regained its strength, but my mind was still stuck in the past, flashes of war, of my team dying, of Earth burning. I taught the Xyla everything I knew, combat tactics, strategies, survival skills. They learned fast, too fast. It was unsettling. During one session, I noticed Zavara watching me. She approached cautiously, her expression unreadable. You've done well, she said. They're quick learners, I replied, wiping sweat from my brow. They have to be, she said quietly. The Drakari won't wait. Her words stuck with me, but something felt off. The Xyla's story didn't add up. One night, when the base was silent, I decided to find the truth. Avoiding patrols, I crept into a restricted area. Bypassing the locks was easy, old habits from the war. Inside, I found screens filled with data in the Xyla language. I connected my device and started downloading. What I uncovered turned my stomach. The Xyla hadn't stumbled upon Earth's ruins, they had caused them. Their operatives had sown chaos among human nations, weakening us before the final attack. My blood boiled. I copied the files and slipped back to my quarters. The truth was like a knife in my gut. Earth wasn't a victim of war. It was a pawn in the Xyla's game. A knock at my door startled me. I opened it to find Zavara standing there, calm but wary. "Captain Tanner," she said. "Can we talk?" I let her in but didn't hold back. "You lied to me," I snarled, shoving the data in her face. "You destroyed my planet." Zavara's eyes widened, but she didn't flinch. "It was necessary," she said softly. "We had no choice." Her calm only fueled my anger. Before I knew it, my fists were swinging. Lior burst in, and it took a tranquilizer to stop me. When I woke up, I was in a cell. The walls were cold and unfeeling, just like the Xyla. My anger simmered, but it was laced with something darker, guilt. Zavara visited me again, her voice low and filled with regret. "I know you're angry, Alex," she said. "But the Drakari are a threat to all of us. We need you." I stared at her, the weight of everything pressing down on me. "Why should I trust you?" "You don't have to," she said. "But without you, we'll lose. Help us, and maybe we can make things right." I hesitated, then nodded. "I'll help. But this isn't forgiveness." From that moment, we worked together, a fragile alliance. I trained the Xyla harder, blending human tactics with their advanced technology. When the Drakari arrived, the battle was brutal. Explosions shook the ground. Screams and gunfire filled the air. But we held the line, pushing back against the overwhelming force. General Lior fought fiercely but fell to a Drakari blade. His last words to me were simple: "Lead them." I did. And against all odds, we won. But the cost was staggering, so many lives lost. Back at the base, Zavara found me. She tended to my wounds, her voice soft. "We did it," she said. "At a price," I muttered. In the aftermath, I decided to stay with the Xyla. Together, we'd rebuild and try to forge a new future. As the sun rose over the ruins, Zavara stood beside me. For the first time in a long while, I felt a spark of hope. Maybe we could finally get it right. What is your thoughts on video? Like, comment and subscribe the channel.